Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news, fans. Today we're diving into a story that's been blowing up the NFL circles lately. And it's got massive implications not just for the Cincinnati Bengals, but for the entire NFC, especially for the Green Bay Packers. It's a deal that could reshape the defensive landscape, and believe me, it's one you don't want to miss. We're talking about a blockbuster trade rumor that involves the Bengals, currently sitting at 3-4, with a defense that's been struggling a bit, especially against the run. Their run defense, giving up an average of about 4-6 yards per carry, has been leaky, and that's not something you can ignore when you're trying to stay competitive in today's NFL. Now, the Bengals, as many of you know, have been searching for ways to bolster their defense, especially their pass rush, which has been inconsistent at best. They have a cap situation around $18 million for 2024, which makes things a little tricky. They desperately need offensive line help. They're trying to extend their star wide receiver, Jamar Chase, and on top of that, they're looking at the future, aiming for a solid draft for cornerbacks and other defensive assets. They've already invested heavily in Trey Hendrickson, signing him to a deal worth around $21 million, which is not cheap. But here's where it gets interesting. Some insiders are now reporting that the Bengals are considering trading Trey Hendrickson to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. And folks, this isn't just any trade. It echoes the kind of move we saw last year with the Colts trading for Buckner, which solidified their defensive line and turned them into a real force up front. If the Packers land Hendrickson, it could be a game changer. Hendrickson, who's just 30 years old, is a true monster on the edges. He's been producing elite numbers this season. 5 sacks, 32 pressures, 18 quarterback hits, and a pass rush win rate of 22% according to PFF, which is outstanding. His run-stop percentage is around 28%, showing that he's not just a pass rusher but a versatile defender who can set the edge and make plays against the run. His career stats are impressive: 52 sacks, 180 pressures, with a career PFF grade averaging around 87. That's top-tier production, and what makes Hendrickson such a valuable asset is his ability to generate pressure with speed and power, much like some of the best at his position in the league. You have to remember, Hendrickson has been a consistent threat on the field. Even with injuries, like the shoulder injury he suffered in Week 4, he's been able to bounce back and keep producing at a high level. His ability to force turnovers and pressure quarterbacks is elite, and that's exactly what the Green Bay Packers need to take their defense to the next level. Adding a player like Hendrickson would instantly boost their pass rush, which has been somewhat inconsistent this season. Currently, the Packers are averaging around 17% pressures from their edge rushers, but with Hendrickson, that number could jump by about 25%. This would project to an EPA, expected points added, per rush of around 38, meaning a significant improvement in stopping opponents and creating more turnovers. When you compare Hendrickson to the Packers' current edge rusher, Preston Smith, the difference becomes even clearer. Hendrickson's 7.5 sacks and a PFF grade of 88. 9 are far superior to Smith's numbers this season, and the synergy he could develop with other players like Rashan Gary, who's projected to boost his performance in 2025, could push the Packers' defense into a new stratosphere. Imagine a front seven with Hendrickson, Gary, and Kenny Clark. This would be a nightmare for opposing offenses. Hendrickson's addition isn't just about individual stats. It's about transforming the entire defensive identity of the team, making it a true championship-caliber unit. And speaking about impact, the numbers speak for themselves. With Hendrickson in the fold, the projections show the Packers could reduce their points allowed from about 20 per game to around 16. That's a huge difference, especially when you consider how important every point is in tight playoff races. And let's not forget, Hendrickson's presence would also elevate the secondary. With the pass rush pressure increasing by around 17%, the secondary would benefit from more time to cover and fewer opportunities for quarterbacks to throw comfortably. Plus, his ability to generate pressures and sacks in the second half of games could be pivotal, especially when teams are trying to close out games or mount comebacks. Now, what does this mean for the Packers' Super Bowl chances? Well, the odds have already shifted noticeably. Before the potential trade, the Packers' chances to reach Super Bowl LXI were estimated at around +1, 200. But with Hendrickson, those odds could drop to +550, making them much more formidable, especially in the playoffs. According to simulations from PFF, the Packers would see about a 14% increase in their chances of beating teams like the 49ers, a division rival and a major contender. This trade could make Green Bay not just a playoff team, but a serious contender for the title, especially given Hendrickson's ability to sack mobile quarterbacks and disrupt timing offenses. And it's not just about immediate gains. Acquiring Hendrickson could set the foundation for a defensive dynasty in Green Bay. With this kind of talent, the Packers could become a team known for their relentless pass rush and stifling front seven for years to come. It would be a strategic move, similar to the Buckner trade, that signals a clear intention to contend now and build for the future. Of course, the Bengals are in a bit of a limbo, trying to rebuild, manage their cap, and stay competitive. But for the Packers, this move could be the missing piece that elevates their defense into that top-tier echelon, capable of dominating in the second half of games and throughout the playoffs. So fans, it's a story that's unfolding right now, and it could have huge implications for the Packers' Super Bowl aspirations. Imagine Hendrickson lining up on the edge, wreaking havoc on quarterbacks like Brock Purdy or even mobile ones like Jalen Hurts. The mental edge, the pressure, the turnovers, everything would be intensified. The Packers, with this addition, could transform into one of the most feared defenses in the league, a true fortress that opponents will have a hard time breaking down. It's the kind of move that could define a season and perhaps even the franchise's future. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think adding Hendrickson would make the Packers Super Bowl contenders? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing that relentless pass rush in Titletown? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. Remember, this is a team with a rich history of great defenses, but in recent years, they've been searching for that extra push to compete at the highest level. This trade could be that push. The Packers have been building a solid roster, and with Hendrickson, they could finally have that game-changing piece to push them over the top. Keep in mind, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and moves like these don't happen every day. If this deal goes through, it's going to be one of those moments that fans will remember for years, an iconic move that could define a new era for Green Bay. The team's future looks bright, and with Hendrickson's addition, that future might be even brighter than we imagined. So stay tuned, keep your eyes on the news, and get ready for what could be an exciting chapter in Packers history. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with more updates, so don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Until then, go Pack Go.